President Donald Trump and his administration continue to make the false claim that foreign governments they're sending the gangs and the criminals, they're emptying out the prisons and sending the prisoners to the United States as some sort of invasion force or something to undermine the U.S. government. However, according to a newly declassified U.S. intelligence assessment, there's no evidence of this. Of course, their response to this is always going to be,
just forget about the evidence.
Just trust us, bro. We know what's going on. Shocker, right? Wait, you mean they're not emptying out the prisons and shipping the prisoners here? Nope. Insane conspiracy theory, which I'm pretty sure has been cooked up from the bowels of Stormfront. Okay? Yes, the racists over at Stormfront. Okay? Along with the Great Replacement theory. Okay? Nonetheless, Donald Trump, who has never met a conspiracy theory he doesn't immediately believe in, has used his claim to justify invoking the Alien Enemies Act, all right, which has led to some pretty terrible things throughout our history, including the Japanese internment camps in World War II, okay? Now, but he looked at that and said, ooh, I could do that. Yeah, let's do it. Now, when it comes to Venezuelan immigrants, he's been saying that President Maduro's government and Tren de Agra are coordinating to invade America. That's right. Now, a redacted memo from the National Intelligence Council, however, found absolutely no indication that this was actually happening. Because, of course, right? Now, they did allegedly find, though, that there were some mid to low-level Venezuelan officials that may have had some ties to the gang for, some financial gain. Okay, I don't know the veracity of this document, okay, on that. But here's what the memo reads. While Venezuela's permissive environment enables TDA to operate, the Maduro regime probably does not have a policy of cooperating with TDA and is not directing TDA movement and to end operations in the United States. Furthermore, most of the IC judges that intelligence indicating that regime leaders are directing or enabling TDA migration to the United States is not credible. Now, the National Intelligence Council helps coordinate the work of the nation's intelligence services, and its conclusions reflect the findings of the individual agencies like, the CIA, right? So with all those agencies and all of that, government power and money, they still couldn't find a damn thing. Not a dick dinero, okay? Nothing. Because it's not true. It's just fear-mongering from a man who is desperate to deport as many immigrants as humanly possible. Okay? Here's the thing, though. Obviously, people like myself do not like TDA. Okay. No, I don't like gang violence. I don't like gangs. I think they're dangerous. They've been linked to a series of kidnapping, extortion, and other crime. Okay. So, they're generally not the greatest people. Okay. That said, to be fair, I think there is a good chance that many of the members of these gangs did join simply to get out of the crushing poverty that exists among many Venezuelan expats. So, there is that, right? Now, I think the best way, and it's not just me, it's a lot of studies that show that one of the best ways to fight gang violence is to prevent the conditions that allow for gangs to form in the first place. That means having stable communities, strong safety nets, and good jobs that are available to the people there. Yes. So, economic conditions, material conditions are very, very important to preventing gangs from springing up. Okay? Now, while the assessment found no evidence of significant coordination between Maduro and the gang, it did note that FBI analysts had reason to believe some Venezuelan officials may have helped some gang members move to the US and other countries to advance what they see as the Maduro regime's goal of destabilizing governments and undermining public safety, according to the assessment. You have reason to believe, do you? Well, what's your reason? Okay, where's the evidence there? There isn't any. But the reason that they have reason to believe is because Donald Trump said it. They stuck it right in there because Tulsi Gabbard does not want to get fired. Okay, that's it. A spokesperson for Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, rejected claims that the assessment contradicts the White House, because of course she's going to say that. Gabbard had also written on social media last month that her office, which oversees and coordinates the work of the nation's 18 intelligence agencies, fully supports the assessment that the foreign terrorist organization, TDA, is acting with the support of the Maduro regime, and thus subject to arrest, detention, and removal as alien enemies of the United States. But it literally does contradict. That's it. I mean, in the actual findings, okay, and not just the additional, like, stuck-in thing of, I have reason to believe. Well, I have reason to believe that the Trump administration is full of idiots and ass-kissers. That said, I actually do have some evidence of that. And all you have to do is just look at their actions. Okay? So, but that's more than what they're showing on this. All right? And again, there is direct evidence that contradicts them. But here's the thing. Donald Trump wants to abuse the Alien Enemies Act, right? I mean, that's pretty obvious. However, there are two federal judges that have ruled that he cannot. District Court Judge Alvin K. Hellerstein in New York said on Tuesday, 1798 law cannot be used against TDA because it's not attacking the United States. TDA may be well engaged in narcotics trafficking, Hellerstein wrote, but that is a criminal matter, not an invasion or predatory incursion. Yeah. Facts matter. Okay. Now, pointing that out does not mean that we're in favor of criminal gangs. Okay. It just means that we're in favor of reality over fiction. Dealing with the reality means that you can actually try to, I don't know, attempt to solve the problem. But the right, of course, does not want to solve this problem. They just want to make things up in order to justify their very lazy, racist policies. And when surprised, it doesn't solve the problem. They can then use the problem to run their re-election campaigns on. Because why solve a problem when you can just keep getting reelected by not solving it? And once you realize that, you realize that, oh, that pretty much is the Republican plan and has been for some time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.